So this traveling salesman comes to a house. There's a big commotion going on inside. Rings the bell. He says, I'm here to sell cable television. I need to speak to the person that's in charge of making decisions in this household. The woman looks at him all flustered. She says, you're going to have to come back in about an hour or two. We're actually figuring that out right now. Abraham and Sarah were not just husband and wife. The Zohar tells us that Abraham and Sarah were the quintessential example of the marriage between a body and a soul. Sarah represented the body. The body can't live without a soul. Abraham represented the soul. The soul can't accomplish anything without a body. But if that's the case, then go a little bit earlier in the Torah, and why does God tell Abraham everything your wife Sarah should tell you, you should listen to? In a household, I can see how that's fantastic advice. But should the soul really be asking the body, what should I do? Isn't the soul much more important? But no, not at all. The soul is not important. God is more important. And what does God want? The soul is more in tune, perhaps, with what God wants. And so, yes, in an ordinary environment, the body has to constantly check with the soul. If it was made decisions on its own, it would always make selfish decisions. It would always make the wrong decisions. But in an environment with Abraham and Sarah, where Sarah was selfless and Sarah was spiritual, Abraham constantly has to look to Sarah to say, what are we going to accomplish? What are we going to do? This is such an important lesson. We're always striving to become more spiritual, to become closer to God. And this story tells us, no matter how well we accomplish that mission, we always have to ask ourselves, who cares? Not who cares in a negative way, but who's going to benefit from this? Whose stomach will be fuller? Who's going to be happier because of my spiritual experience? And when people around me are affected because of the godliness that I achieved, then I've really focused on what God wants. Have a good one.